Hello and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. My name is Tosin Omolaja, and here's where we bring you up to date with NAFDAC's activities with regards to its mandate of safeguarding the health of the nation. Thanks for joining us for another insightful edition of the program. On this edition of the program, we continue our expose on NAFDAC's enforcement activities in its bid to ensure that the health of all Nigerians is efficiently and adequately safeguarded.
The strength of a regulatory agency also lies in the enforcement. In fact, if there is no enforcement, there will not be a regulatory agency, because a regulatory agency is supposed to enforce or to control, of course, the regulatory activities, and to enforce, to ensure that people do not violate the regulations. Therefore, enforcement is extremely important in NAFDAC. People may not understand what NAFDAC is in terms of enforcement, but we are also policemen, looking out for violators to ensure there will be deterrent. They will not repeat whatever they did before. The enforcement can be as simple as somebody resisting NAFDAC to enter their property, and then enforcement will come in with police to ensure that whatever NAFDAC wanted to see, NAFDAC sees. It can be a raid where they have to go to the market or to a particular site where falsified medicines are being made or sold or whatever, or unwholesome food. It can be sealing a company, paying unannounced visit to a company. It is an activity that takes place almost every minute, depending on where informants or the information is coming from. If products are deemed to have been violated, either they are unregistered or they are expired and are being sold, things like that, NAFDAC has the power to seize, to seal the site. NAFDAC has the power to arrest if there is resistance, or to prosecute, and those products that are seized are stored until a time when we can then go and destroy them. And that happens maybe 3 or 4 times a year.
The importance of water cannot be overemphasized, and this is why the agency puts premium on the quality of water being produced for consumption in the country.
Because of the importance of water, NAFDAC pays a lot of attention to water in every area of our regulatory function. Whether you are a water manufacturer, or you even use water as a component of your product, or even water to wash your factory, to wash your equipment, to, even if your product is not, maybe you're making a dry product, maybe you are making a dry product that doesn't require water. At one point or the other, you will need water to do some cleaning in your facility. So we pay attention to water at all stages, and in different applications. Whether you are using it for washing, whether you're using it for production, whether you're using it for cleaning, or whatever you're using the water for, NAFDAC pays attention to the quality of the water that you are used. But most importantly, for those who are engaged in the business of water packaging, of packaging water, we have certain guidelines, which must be, followed, and is what guides, everybody that is in the water's production business. And what we do is we have a very stringent procedure, and we also have stringent protocols to be followed before NAFDAC gives you an approval for production of water. If you are going to produce water, packaged water. Even if you are not producing packaged water, you must meet certain minimum conditions before your water can even be used for production, because we look at for production of other products, because it's equally important, that whether you are packaging water as water for drink, for us to drink, or you are producing water to be used to manufacture a product. The quality of that water is equally important.
This time around, the agency raided water production sites around the country that have been suspected to be producing water for public consumption with poor manufacturing practice. This enforcement activity was carried out by the Food Safety and Applied Nutrition Directorate of the agency across the country.
Oh boy, this is not allowed in a production facility. It's assumed that you are actually doing bottle filling of manual. They said it a long time, this should be removed. It's not supposed to be here. Bam. It's not me. This one now, does it have net? It doesn't have net. Rodents, rats, everything can enter through here. Bam. This one now, you have a room and parlor here. This is a house. Then you now have a tailoring outfit that you're supposed to use for cloakroom. If it's factory, use it strictly for factory. If you want to use it for something else, this is big enough to divide into two. Yes, use half for what you want use for. Demarcate this one and not say that this one is factory. I use small water, I rest, I leave out.
When we are going out for these routine inspections, just to go and look at the places we had given approval, sometimes we get there and we see and disbelieve what we are seeing. Because you will see the level of rot, the level of deterioration or degradation, and you will see people doing things that you can never dream of. If you dream of it in your sleep, you would wake up and maybe even touch yourself, pinch yourself a bit. I don't think that was true. And it is true. You see videos of what we have seen, of water factories, not even only water, other production facilities, even some bakeries. Recently, we have been able to close down several bakeries in different parts of the country. And currently, we are closing down water factories. In Sokoto State, about a week or two ago, we locked about 38 factories. In Lagos, in Kwara State, in the last 2 weeks or thereabout, we've locked about 25 and still counting. That was the last report. I'm sure today is Thursday. I've not gotten the report for this week. I'm sure more would have added to that number, And in Lagos, within the last week or two, we've locked more than 43. In the FCT, we've closed several, water and even bakery, And so even in the southeast, several activities are going on like that, Since COVID began and we were not able to go out a lot during that lockdown period, a lot of production facilities decided to, go off the hook, and a lot of them were behaving anyhow, okay? But now that we are back on track and we're able to catch up with our routine activities, we are now going from factory to factory, and we are trying to improve. The good thing is that most of the practitioners in this area, the news is filtering to them that NAFDAC is going out, and we are we are locking up factories. A lot of them who don't want their facilities to be locked are cleaning up and putting back what they showed us when we went for inspection. You can imagine when we go for inspections, they will show us that they are going through water treatment. Then we go for routine and find out that they have bypassed the entire water treatment and just putting untreated water in packaging, in sachet for people to drink. This is very bad.
We'll take a short break now. Don't go away.
The MedSafety app is the latest reporting tool introduced by the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control in November 2020 as part of the Innovative Medicines Initiative project. The app is made available to the public in collaboration with World Health Organization, Uppsala Monitoring Center, Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, UK, and National Agency for Food, Drugs and Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The Med Safety app allows users to track safety information of medicines, vaccines and other health products, report adverse drug reaction to a medicine or vaccine, and view data on suspected side effects. When you have received your COVID-19 vaccine, you can use the Med Safety app to report any adverse reaction or side effect you may feel. The app can be used by anybody, irrespective of whether you are a medical practitioner or not. You, your family and friends, everyone can download and use the Med Safety app to report adverse drug reaction. Just search for Med Safety on Google Play Store for Android and App Store for iOS. When using the app for the first time, the user needs to select his or her region. In this case, Nigeria, and also choose the preferred language of choice. The user will then be taken to the login page where you create an account by providing your email and password, or proceed as a guest. To create an account, you are required to provide the following details: reporter type, example, physician or pharmacist, as well as their name and email address, password with at least 9 characters with 1 uppercase letter and a number. Read the privacy statement and accept. Once you are logged in, the user is presented with a number of tabs, which includes news, products and watch lists. Under the Report tab, the user can report a new suspected adverse drug reaction, ADR. On opening a new report, the user is prompted to input patient details, which include initials, sex, and date of birth. The user is then required to input details of the suspected medicine. These include suspected medicine name, other drug details such as strength, batch, dosage details. Multiple suspect drugs and concomitant drugs can be added at any time. The report can be saved and completed at a later time. A saved report can be found on Pending Reports and can be continued by clicking on the report and continuing from where the user stopped. Enter reaction details, reaction date and outcomes. Multiple suspects' reaction can also be added. Also, further details about the report can also be included, such as did the reaction cause prolonged hospitalization, disability, congenital anomaly, or birth defect, life-threatening results in deaths, and so on. Finally, you can also add details of any relevant medical history before submitting the report. The user receives a message on the app confirming submission and an acknowledgement in the mail for submission. Reports can be created and saved without internet connection and be sent whenever internet connection is available. The product tabs show all medicines in the NAFDAC list database. It's easier to navigate to a drug or vaccine of interest, and this data is obtained from the WHO Uppsala Monitoring Center. User can also add products of interest to their watch list to get the latest information on the drugs. All products added to the watch list can be viewed in the Watch List tab. The News tab displays drug safety information by NAFDAC. This is usually up to date with drug safety information. Registered users can also edit their profile or change app settings. For more information on the app, please contact the National Pharmacovigilance Center (NPC) at NAFDAC Headquarters, Plot 2032, Olusegun Obasanjo Way, Wuse Zone 7, Abuja, or call 09290511110 or send email to medsafetyapp@nafdac.gov.ng or pharmacovigilance@nafdac.gov.ng.
Welcome back. If you are just joining in, you're watching NAFDAC and your rails.
Mr. Sunday Ona is the Deputy Director in charge of packaged water in the Food Safety and Applied Nutrition Division of NAFDAC, and he oversees these raids nationwide.
In Lagos here, particularly meanwhile, we covered most of the local government in the course of our production inspection activities and the routine inspection. And of recent, in our going out, we have observed, apart from some that were satisfactory, a lot of lapses. And those lapses, non-conformances we observed in the course of these routine inspections are poor hygienic practice, like poor housekeeping. Usually you go to a factory unannounced and you will observe algae grow, maybe greenish, something on the particles on the walls, on the ground, blocking ties, workers producing with bare, maybe unclothed, ungowned, bare chest. See, products that are finished goods, finished products on bare ground, not palleted. We have instances that we have observed also domestic animals within the production premises, which is not allowed. We have also observed in the course of time that when we did the production inspection for those facilities, the facilities were demarcated into cloakroom, production areas, raw packaged material section. But when we go back on routine, we have observed even they have turned the facility into a residential area. You see staff sleeping in the cloakroom, putting bed, can bed, and other things sleeping there, which is contrary to our guidelines before we issue those numbers. Because the purpose of the UV is not being done at that period. Or some even storing their packaging materials without UV light. And some also storing even their packaging material on bare floor, not palleted. And a lot of them also, the modules not being charged as when due. It is expected in the guideline from time to time. Maybe you will see some filtration, all these things very greenish and blackish, and people have been using it over time. And you say, so was the record of what we have done over the time. Maybe for the past 2 or 3 months or 4 months, nobody have changed any of those things and no record for it. So this is contrary to what we met before the numbers were issued. And over time also, majority of people that are producing, after having gotten their number, to come forward and renew their licenses, the licenses are expired, because there are guidelines, and most of the things we give them within 2 years for packaged water and 5 years or by bottled water. Within those periods, it's expected that apart from their in-house general good manufacturing practice, that this will, along from time to time, be on their toes, being the owner of the process. We are expected to go back from time to time, apart from the routine. But once they get the number, they go to sleep. And NAFDAC cannot be everywhere. So we are appealing to the public, and as well as we are emphasizing within our own, that this will be whistleblowers. See somebody not in that. And also we have observed, you go to a facility, maybe a vehicle that are used in conveying the water or conveying the raw materials, somebody has used the vehicle to go and buy diesel, and when he comes back without doing the proper needful cleaning or whatever, in fact, such vehicles should not be used in conveying either the packaging material or even the finished product, the water, started water is for consumption. But this is the case that people do it. And particularly, again, from time to time, it is expected that their areas will be fumigated. We have observed, you see their record, they don't fumigate the premises, and this allows cockroaches, insect infested area. And even you will go to some places and you will see that the doors to their production area, maybe if they put a net before, the net is torn, very black, unpainted for years or for months now. Nobody has bothered in trying to maybe put it in order. So we have observed that over time in the course of this work, and this is alarming, getting out of hand. That's why from time now, because of COVID, we were not able to go out. But of recent now, we have intensified our effort in going to the local government. We just focus on some areas of Lagos now. We have on our toes now, going up and down to make sure all these things that they are doing, that it is put in the board to stop this, because the public, the confidence that when somebody pick a water and you see NAFDAC number on it, the confidence is that this the product is registered, and with that logo, with that confidence, they go ahead to consume it. But alas, when the person has not come forward, and after we have given the number and we go ahead and they go around to do something contrary, the trust of the people is being abused. And that is why our routine inspection now, we have intensified on this seriously. There are some, in some local government we go, the windows have been removed, touch out, blocking windows, blocking ties. You will see a place that maybe, and you see small children, maybe children, well, if it's a production area, it's expected, we see it, told them in our guideline. Production area is a restricted area, but alas, the owners of the businesses, maybe the guy is not there, or the production manager, allowing maybe people living within the environment on restricted assets to the production area.
There is also the problem of counterfeiting of fast-moving regulated products. The agency wishes to draw the attention of the public to the channels of distribution of these unwholesome products and implore the public to be very circumspect in their purchases, especially in traffic.
We would also like to call the attention of the public to certain things that we have also observed. We have observed that there are some products, that we have approved, and then you find out that some unscrupulous individuals will go to a different facility and copy these products. They will copy the name, the design, and they will manufacture it, from a different facility. That is faking, counterfeiting. They will go and produce a counterfeit of that product, and a lot of these products are sold in traffic. So we're appealing to the public, please do not buy NAFDAC regulated products in traffic. All these people who sell goods in traffic, whether it is water, biscuits, soft drinks, be very, very wary and be careful. Most of them have expired. Most of them are cleaned with water from the gutter. Some of them have fallen inside the gutter, and they just pack them back into these trays, and you take them and you drink. And when you are drinking from the container, since there are no cups, the part of the container will come into contact with your mouth, and you can pick up a lot of germs and even contaminants. There are some contaminants that you can even react to immediately, but some you don't even react to. For instance, if you have a chemical contaminant, you may not know it will just be in your body. Maybe the bottles have fallen inside some chemical, or maybe the sachet water has fallen on the floor. Maybe diesel poured there, or kerosene or petrol, and the thing drips on the floor, and this thing pours on the street. Drips on the ground, and then the water or the biscuit or anything pours on the ground. They pack it back into the tray and sell in traffic. So please, we do not want food items, biscuits, sweets, water, soft drinks. It's not safe to buy in traffic.
That's our package for today. Please join us again, same time, same station, next week for a fresh edition. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers in your area, our doors are always open.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
COVID-19 is real. Please ensure you and your family follow safety measures as outlined by the NCDC. Stay away from crowded places as much as possible, and if you must be out there, please wear a face mask. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water, and ensure you use only NAFDAC-approved alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Taking the NAFDAC-approved COVID-19 vaccine is safe. It's our best bet of stamping out the deadly coronavirus. And don't forget to download the MedSafety app from iOS or Play Store to report any adverse reaction from the vaccine or any other medicine at all. NAFDAC prioritizes customer satisfaction, which is why our motto says we are customer-focused, agency-minded.
Kindly visit our website to fill a short customer satisfaction survey to help us serve you better.
See you next week. Stay safe.